guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is a leg workout video which I haven't filmed on YouTube, and I actually don't know how long. I think it's literally like 6 months that I haven't put a leg workout up in terms of like a quad focused leg workout, not just glutes. You girls know if you do my glute workout, that's absolutely fine, and hamstring, but I've kind of neglected filming them for you, and I'm so sorry. I apologize for that, but I went through a bit of a weird period in terms of not wanting to do any like heavy squats or even do squats at all, because it was just giving me really bad back pain, like really bad lower back pain, and I just couldn't get my technique right. I couldn't lift heavy. I'd basically plateaued in them so much that I gave up on them, which is not what you want to do. Girls, don't give up on it. If you're struggling with an exercise, alter it, change it, drop the weight, work on your technique, take out your program for a little bit and then put it back in. If you have completely plateaued, work on it. I promise you will get it. This session that I filmed for you today is a lower leg workout. It is quad focused, nice little quads, and it is an absolute burner. Now, the way that I split my week up in terms of sessions is the push-pull leg split, and in terms of the leg split, I think usual people usually just do like a couple of leg days, but I do mine really specific. So I break my leg day into hamstrings, quads and glutes, because my quads are really dominant, so I give it a little bit more time into the posterior work in terms of hamstrings and glutes. In terms of the split that I used to do, which was the bro split, and that's basically where you train a different muscle group every single day. So you'd have like a chest day, a shoulders day, a arms day, which was the worst day, biceps and triceps, wow. And then you'd have like a leg session, and then I'd always do like a glute session as well, but it wasn't very exciting for me. I find it very ineffective, and I always find it pretty boring. I just didn't get a lot out of it, and going to the gym and thought of doing just a chest session, just an arm session, not getting a lot out of it wasn't that great, and I wasn't seeing the results that I thought I'd see because of the sessions that I was doing. Now, with the push-pull leg split, this is where you do, so a push session is your shoulders, your chest and your triceps. A pull session is back and biceps and rear delts, which I sometimes put into my shoulder session as well. And obviously leg day, self-explanatory, is this section of your body. Push-pull legs is probably one of the most popular workout splits that people do nowadays because of its flexibility, and you hit multi-joint compounds in the session. So this is your squat, your deadlift, your hip thrust and your bench and things like that. With these exercises, they obviously do allow you to lift more weight, which over time you can progressively overload, and that is where you're going to see growth in your muscle. And I focus a lot of this attention on my lower days specifically. Just before we jump into the workout, there's one thing that I wanted to explain to you, which is 5x5. Now, you may have heard of 5x5 before, and all this means is you're doing 5 sets of 5 reps, hence the 5x5 name. You may have heard people do 5x5 workouts before, but this is not a 5x5 workout. I'm solely doing a 5x5 exercise, which is the first exercise, my compound lift, which is high bar back squats. The low number of reps that you do when doing 5x5 means you can load the bar, or if you're doing dumbbells, whatever it is, with a heavier load of a high resistance. And this is something that you couldn't really do if you were doing 4 lots of 10 reps, for example, or 3 lots of 12 reps. And the point that I'm trying to get across to you is the more weight that you're lifting during a session actually induces more muscle damage, and that probably straight away sounds to you like a really bad thing, like a negative thing, like muscle damage. Like, why would anyone want to damage their muscles? But as long as you're listening to your body and you're understanding what it needs to do, actually incurring the muscle damage during these sessions is a positive. Okie dokie, we're gonna jump straight into the quad session. I'm so excited that I've actually filmed this session for you, and you guys can give it a go. You can let me know what you think, and I really hope you enjoy it. I know I massively did, and my legs the next day. Okay. Okay, so now you know what I mean by 5 by 5. You can see I'm lifting 80 kilograms here, and I did manage 2 sets of 90 kilograms as well, which is something I haven't done in a very, very long time. And as I said before, I'm performing high bar back squats. What I want you to do is stand with the bar on your upper back and your feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider. It does depend on what is comfortable for you. Squat down by pushing your knees to the side whilst moving the hips back, and you break parallel by squatting down until your hips are lower than your knees. And you'll probably notice in the video that I do lean forward a little bit, but this is just because of my hip anatomy, and I'm actually simply just not mobile enough to keep my chest up without arching my lower back, and it is something I'm massively working on. All you do is then squat back up while keeping your knees out and then your chest up. Your second exercise is leg press. Now you're going to perform 4 sets of 12 reps, targeting your quads more than anything by adopting a slightly narrower stance. My feet are nearly touching with my toes slightly pointed out, and what I always think is when I'm doing this, I always imagine that there's a ball pressed between my knees to keep them closer together. I think that's just like a psychological thing, but it really does help. As you inhale, slowly lower the platform until your upper and lower legs basically make a 90-degree angle, and then pushing mainly with the heels of your feet and using the quads, go back to starting position as you exhale. Now, a top tip to remember is to make sure that you do not lock your knees out when you extend them. Your third exercise is one of my favourite leg exercises that targets your quads, and this is the Smith machine hack squat, and you'll be performing 4 lots of 8 reps. This exercise is also great if you don't have a hack squat in your gym. Now, there are a few ways you can do this exercise, but this has always been the way that targets my quads most without bringing my back into the equation. All I want you to do is adopt a narrow stance, and you want to slowly squat down to around 90 degrees, push back up through your heels and keep the tension on by keeping your knees slightly bent at full extension. Now, leg extension is definitely not my go-to exercise, as it does sometimes hurt my knees. Well, it kind of makes them feel a little bit weird, and if that's the same for you, don't do them. But recently they have felt okay for me, and oh my gosh, did they hit my quads. Here I perform a superset with a drop set. All I want you to do is 15 reps straight into another 15 reps with a lighter weight on the leg extension. I really want you to challenge yourself here, but like I said, if this exercise does hurt your knees, just don't do it. I have to move the seat as far forward as I can, by the way, and this helps me feel it solely in my quads. And there's also been the odd occasion where I do feel it in my hip flexors, so I do hold the handles pretty damn tight on either side of the leg extension. Straight away, with quite a lot of pain, I move straight into the air squats or bodyweight squats, whatever you want to call them. This is for 20 reps and it absolutely burns. Here you'll be getting lots and lots of blood into the muscle, basically that feeling where they're pumped up, which is always a nice way to finish a leg workout. You will then repeat that whole sequence, so the 15-15 leg extension and the 20 air squats 3 times. And try your best to do all 20 reps without breaking the squat. You've just seen the brutal lower body leg quad focused session, and wow, like I think it's especially that, like, it's not a finisher, but like that last little superset in terms of the drop set on leg extension straight into the air squats. And the air squats, bodyweight squats, whatever you want to call them, there's no way but the blood that is being pumped into your quads is absolutely unbelievable. Now, I really hope you enjoy the session if you give it a go, or enjoyed watching the video, or enjoy my videos in general. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.